I think there's an assumption held by almost all women that it's primarily women that wrestle with insecurity. Men, oh no, they don't feel insecure. Well, that's incorrect. I've talked to my husband about this, who leads a men's ministry, but also I've read anonymous surveys of men, and it was almost flabbergasting to find out that almost all men also struggle with insecurity, feeling like perhaps they're a failure or they just don't quite measure up, they're not good enough. If only people found out that they really aren't as good as they claim to be. They also struggle with insecurity. Well, here's where you, as your husband's wife, can step in and make a huge difference in your man's life. You can be the cheerleader, the person that finds the good in him, that notices the good in him and calls it out, that tells him, hey, you're really good at whatever, fixing the dishwasher that was broken, or you are an amazing provider for a family, or I love how you work so hard for a family and yet you still come home and wrestle around with the kids and play with them. Whatever the thing is that you can honestly affirm that you're intentional about being his cheerleader. This is not only wise and strategic, it's biblical. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 instructs us to encourage one another and build one another up. And here's what I know, ladies. Men are attracted to cheerleaders. And I'm not just talking about the scantily clad cheerleaders, that's a whole nother subject. But aren't we all attracted to cheerleaders in our life? The people who see the good in us, who call it out, who affirm us? Of course we are. Your husband's no different. He's going to be more attracted to you if you're his cheerleader. And here's what I also want to let you know. If you're not the cheerleader in his life, he will almost subconsciously, instinctively gravitate toward another woman, maybe a woman at the office or something, who is his cheerleader. Ooh. I don't want that to happen for my husband. Do you want that to happen for yours? I don't think so. So how about if you're his biggest fan? You're his cheerleader. Now, this doesn't mean that you ignore blatant sin. If he's in some kind of horrible pattern of sin, you don't just go, oh, I just love it when you verbally abuse me. Of course not. I'm not saying that. You might have to develop some serious boundaries, have some serious conversations, but even then, you can still affirm what is good and right in him. So he feels like you're for him, not against him. That's what a good cheerleader does.